Yellow! Okay, so today's setup is so different from all my other videos because we don't have a fucking ghetto-ass tablecloth as our backdrop. Today, I'm actually filming in my room. I mean, this half is fine, but whatever is going on over there is for that situation to deal with on its own because I haven't touched that for 2 years. I haven't done a story time kind of video in so long, and today I decided I wanted to because my life was kind of interesting for the last 3 days. I actually took a road trip down to Chicago with 2 of my friends. We drove. Google Map is a fucking lie because it told us 7 to 8 hours when it took us 10 hours. And just by the way, if I'm like dabbing over here throughout the video, it's because I just shaved and I cut myself. And it actually isn't cute because there's blood everywhere, so whatever. So as the title suggests, yes, we did bump into a drug dealer. Technically not my drug dealer, that was just a way of getting, you know, people to watch and be like, oh my god, George has a drug dealer, like he does drugs? Like, no. It's just a video where we bumped into a drug dealer down in Chicago and situations have happened. So we got into Chicago around August 4th at like 11 o'clock at night. So me never being like a person to be traveling or like exploring, this was the first time I had been in Chicago, and I was like, you know what? As soon as we get into the hotel exchange, let's get out. So we got dressed, the girls had put on their makeup, they got dressed as well, I put on my makeup, it looked fucking ridiculous and it looked like damn trash. So I wiped it all off and I was like, it's 11 o'clock at night, nobody's even gonna see me, so it doesn't even damn matter. So as we're walking around the city, at one point I needed to go to the bathroom, like I really had to pee. And I was like, okay, well, where am I gonna do this? So we were actually at the corner of unknown, irrelevant, I don't know my streets, I'm unfamiliar with this damn land. I know that there was a hotel in the corner that we were standing at, so I was like, you know what guys, wait 2 minutes, I'm just gonna go into the hotel, quickly piss, and I'll come right down. So I get into this hotel, and right away I walk in, and they kind of have, I'm not gonna say security, but like, I guess security. So security escorts me up to the escalator, and he lets me go up to, I think it was like the 20th floor of this hotel. And it was very bougie, it was very fancy. I think bougie means fancy, I'm not sure. I get up to the rooftop basically, and they have this restaurant slash bar club idea. And I was like, okay, so that makes sense, so I guess there's no bathroom in the lobby. So I get upstairs and I go into the bathroom, and it was so weird what the setup was like. I've never really seen anything like this. Like, I've been to Europe, and I've been to like Serbia, where I'm from. Well, not from, but like my background. And I've seen worse. Like, I've seen bathrooms where it's like a fucking hole in the fucking ground, and I'm like, what the fuck do you do with that? Sorry, I keep swearing. Anyway, so this was, you know, you have your boys' bathroom, you have your girls' bathroom. In between the bathrooms on the outside, you have sinks. I use the bathroom, whatever, and I come out and I'm washing my hands. And because we were traveling for so long that day, my hair, on the one hand, was a disaster. Like, it was a zoo. And then on top of that, I had wiped off all my makeup, so there was just like excess everywhere. There was like little fucking orange spots everywhere, so on my own I looked like a damn gorilla. I actually wore this huge sweater with a hood that night purposely because I had the hood on because that was, I guess, covering my atrocious hair. So I was looking in the mirror after washing my hands, and I was like kind of like fixing my hood in a way where you could completely not see my hair, because I'm not even kidding you, like that. Like, it's always bad. Everybody who watches my videos, if anybody watches my videos, knows how much I complain about my hair because it's just always a zoo. I don't know how to do hair. Anyways, as I'm looking into these mirrors with the fucking public behind me watching me, like the damn, I'm not even kidding you, it was like the damn bar was watching me. Like, that's how awkward it was. This woman comes up to me. Her name's Tammy. I actually took a selfie with her, but my phone's charging, so maybe I'll show it later. This girl comes up to me, more actually like a woman. She ended up telling us she was like 35, 36 or something. She comes up to me and she's like, she taps me on the shoulder. She's like, excuse me. And I like turn around. I'm like, okay, like I see like I'm already damn making friends. The 5 minutes I'm in this damn city. I turn around and I'm like, hello. Like, what do you want? And I'm kidding, I was totally nicer than that. So she looks at me, and you can tell this girl's like under the influence just a damn little bit because like her eyes are like damn cross-eyed rolling around her head. So she is like, are you hiding from someone? I was like, no. She's like, oh, sweetie. Literally comes right behind me, starts taking off my hood, my sweater. I'm like, I don't think this girl realizes that I'm gay. Like, I don't know why she's stripping me up. So she takes off my sweater and she's like, sweetie, no, you look like a murderer. I was like, oh, okay. At this point, she's kind of holding my sweater and I'm standing there, like, staring at her. I'm like, bitch, who are you? Second, why do you have my sweater in your hand? Third, you're under the influence, honey, so I don't know what you're gonna do at this point. I don't know if you're gonna run away with my cute ass sweater, even though it was like 20 bucks. And fourth, just like, give me back my fucking sweater. So she keeps talking a little bit and she's like kind of explaining to me like her situation. She's like, yeah, like I moved to Chicago 2 weeks ago. I'm like, that's so nice, but like let me go. And as we're talking, she's like, kind of like, oh, why do you have your sweater on? Like, it's so hot. And I was like, okay, like that, I totally understand. Like, it was boiling, completely boiling up in Chicago, and for the night at least. And I was like, oh my god, I don't know. Like, I was just like, I'm using this as a way to cover up my appearance right now because I don't look in the right state. She's like, you know what, let me help you out. So the girl's drunk, so she's kind of trying to fix my hair, but like it's like this, it's like a nest. So she's trying to flip it all one way, but then you have this big poof because my hair is so like thick and like volumized, I don't know. And she's like staring at it, and I could tell that there's like no progress happening, like of her getting it to look sane. So she's kind of staring at it, and I was like, it looks horrid, doesn't it? And she's like, yeah, but not as bad as how it was. And I was like, well, either way, it's gonna look like damn trash, so I don't see why you're holding on to my sweater. Like, let me damn go and just hide myself. She's like staring at it, whatever, and then it was so awkward because first off, I wasn't wearing like tons of makeup, or I wasn't wearing really any makeup at all, and so her like boyfriend, husband, I didn't know at this point what he was, kind of like walks into the little room of the sinks, and he's like, Tammy! And she like looks, and that's why I'm saying that I wasn't really wearing makeup. So like if he didn't really like come talk to me, he wouldn't have known that I was gay because I look completely normal. I guess makeup would have kind of given it the idea that I was. I don't know. He's like this big guy, and I was like, oh my god, this guy's gonna come in like 1-2 and be like, don't talk to my girl. I'm gonna be, I'm so sorry, sir, I was never into her. So she like runs off. Like, you can tell this girl was like whipped for this boy. She's like, sorry babe, and she starts running away. She like kind of throws me my sweater, and I'm like, oh, like that's kind of rude that like he just kind of yelled at her, but like at least I can be free. So whatever, I head downstairs. So I'm downstairs at this point, I put on my sweater, I'm like, and I explained to my friends like what the situation was and what just happened. I was like, oh my god, this like random girl like came up to me and thought I was fucking Scream, like a damn killer. So we're kind of standing around for a bit, trying to figure out like what our plans were, and next thing you know, Tammy and her big ass damn John Cena boyfriend come outside. Well, I like told him, I was like, oh my god, that's the damn girl. So I kind of face my back towards her so she doesn't see me because I know the bitch is drunk and she's gonna come up to me and be like, oh honey, why'd you put your sweater back on? You murderer. Oh my god. She actually ends up coming up to the group and she's like, guys, I forget what she said, maybe my friends would probably remember, but she said something along the lines like, oh my god, you have your sweater on again? Are you a murderer? Like, what are you hiding from? As she proceeds to take it off again. This girl literally like has nothing better to do right now. I was like, go out! You are 35, honey, you could go do something. I guess Tammy had explained the situation. She's like, oh no, like I was just fixing his hair, like he's gay, he's actually not interested. So he like shakes my hand, he's like, man, I'm so sorry. Keep in mind, this guy is probably older than her. I think he was probably at least 40. So she was 35-ish, 5 years older. That's what he looked like to me. So he's like, man, I'm so sorry, like shakes my hand. He's like, I didn't know. So I was like, no problem, like you're fine. He, at this point, didn't really ask for our age, but I guess like the three of us, like me and my friends, looked older than we are. He was like, so like what are you guys doing tonight? And we were like, oh, we're just kind of like wandering the city, we just had gotten it. And then he's like, oh, like why don't you come to like Club Paris Club, whatever it was called. And I was like first off, I'm of age, so that's fine. My two friends weren't. Like they're not even legal in damn Canada. Here it's 19 and there it's 21, so let alone like going out there. They can't even damn go out here. He's like, oh, he like looks at me. I think he looked at Daniela too. he's like, yo, do you guys want to like smoke up with us? And I was like not really. I was like, maybe if I was like in the mood to go out. I'm kidding. So he's like, yeah, come. Like, he's like, and then she like whispers in my ear, Tammy. She's like, yeah, like he's got like good cocaine. Like he's known here for his like drugs, whatever. And I'm like, no. I was like, I'm not. Like it's 11 o'clock at night. Like I'm not going to sit in a car with damn strangers and do some fucking blow. She's like, yeah, you gotta come. You gotta come. So they start walking towards car. Keep in mind, the bitch took off my sweater for the second time and is still holding it. Regardless of how much it was, it's a cute sweater. Like, it's a nice fucking sweater. The color is like a nice puke green and it's nice for fall. So as they're walking, I'm like, okay, like I have to go with them. Like, I'm gonna snatch my sweater out of her hand. So I get to their car. I left the girls behind. I was like, give me 2 seconds. Let me just go get my sweater. I go to the car. He jumps into the front seat. It's not that it wasn't a nice car. It's just like it's like a mediocre kind of car. It wasn't a fucking Escalade or anything that would be like jumping right in. She opens the front door and she's like, George, like sit in, like you're gonna love this. So I'm like no, like it's okay, like I have to go back to my friends. And she's like, no, sit in the front seat. And I'm like, no, give me my sweater. I'm going back to my friends. She like kind of like goes to the front, grab my sweater. I was like, bye guys, nice meeting you. Run. I literally fucking run. I was like, these people are strangers. First off, they are 20 years older than I am. So the fact that I'm gonna be sitting in a car with like, grown ass adults, no, that's not happening. And fucking first off, like snorting some damn cocaine, it's not happening. I run back to my friends. I'm like, oh my God, guys, thank God, like I got my sweater, like we're good to go. Oh no. Within the fucking mist, within the shadows, you see Tammy and her fucking little skirt running back up to us. And I was like, here we damn go. So I crossed the street and I hid a little bit while she was talking to my friends. I was kind of like, they kept looking at me and I was like, like don't say anything. So not even 5 minutes after her trying to like mingle with my friends, I see Jean pull up around the corner in front of where we were. And she goes up to the car, and then next thing you know, windows roll down, Tammy's like, George, come over here, come over here. I'm like, are you kidding me? This girl isn't done with her night. Like, what? It's almost 12 at this point. Go do something. Walk up to the car, and I'm like, yellow, like, what do you want? He brings up this, like, little tube. It's probably, like, it was, like, this little, like, this big little, not this big, it's, like, a damn dinky-ass size. He, like, has, like, a substance in there. He's like, oh, bring your friend Daniela over here. So I think he had like a little crush on Daniela, little does he know, like this girl is underage. So I'm like, Daniela, come over here, like Daniela, like come over here, like Jean wants to talk to you. And she like comes over and we're like kind of laughing about it. We're like what the fuck is the situation right now? Like has this little tester tube thing and he like gets both of us to smell it. She's like, and there was obviously cocaine in there, whatever. Me being, first off, of age, of course, but like still being like 20 years younger than these people, and Danielle being like maybe like 50 years younger than these people, he like gets us to smell it, and both of us are so fucking fake. We were like such phonies. You should have saw it. He's like, yo, smell that, smell that. So I smell it, and then she smells it, and we're like, that smells so good. Like that smells miraculous. And we're like so fake. We're yeah, like man, that's some good shit. Like we're like. He's like, yeah, right. He's like, come on, hop in the car and we'll go to Club Paris. We'll go to Paris Club, whatever it was called. He's like, I got VIP, girl. I got VIP. And I was like, girl, I get you. I got you. Like, I understand you got VIP, but I don't know where this club is. This club can sound fancy all at once, but at the end of the day, you're probably taking me to the damn slums. So we walk away from the car. Tammy comes back to the group. Jean at this point is like, Tammy, I'm fucking leaving. He dips. So we're standing around and we're like, Tammy's like telling us about other boys she's talking to. So he starts calling. This is where I answer. And I'm like, hi, John. And he's like, it's Jean. And I was like, hi, Jean, whatever your damn name is. He's like, oh my God, like this girl, he's like, I've known her for 2 weeks and she's all over the place. Like I can't like trust her. You know what? Like you guys come to the club, leave her behind. I was like, first off, we're not coming to this club. Like I don't know why your hopes are so fucking high tonight. As much as I want to say the story gets any more exciting, it really doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't. I'm trying to think of anything that really happened after. I think we went back to the hotel and slept. But that's the end of the story. I know people are probably thinking like, oh my God, George, you got like fucked up, man. You greened out. Like this happened, that happened. Like, no, we were just kind of like little fetuses wandering the streets of Chicago, like kind of like figuring our shit out. And we, even on silent, this phone is not. So anyways, that was the end of my story. Nothing really exciting, but like it's just like kind of crazy how like literally 10 minutes into a new city, I'm approached with like the most weird situation from all people that had to happen to us little fetuses.